Welcome back to El Pelicano. We're in Bastimentos in Bocas del Toro, Panama. Hi, I'm Hannah, and you've probably been watching my videos that we did of our Panamanian vacation in September 2022. And today, the crew and I are out for a magical day. We used a tour service there in Bocas and went out for an entire day excursion. So we used Transparente tours, and I would highly recommend them. They were fantastic. And this tour that we did was an entire day tour. And you start in Bocas, you get on one of their boats, and we hit Dolphin Bay, Zapatilla, Starfish Beach. First stop, Dolphin Bay.
Oh, look, baby. What's that? Oh my goodness, how sweet.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So cute.
So here in Dolphin Bay, the tour services are allowed to idle their boats and kind of hang around this area that the dolphins like to congregate. They are swimming all over the place, and we could even see a little baby dolphin in some shots. So we just tried to just sit back and enjoy the view.
Oh, there we go.
It's funny how they all go down at the same time and all come back up at the same time. Social. They're going down. When they come out, yeah.
After about 15 or 20 minutes of observing the dolphins, it was time to head out to stop number 2 of the day. And that is the restaurant that we're going to eat at later for our lunch selections. So what you do is they take you to the restaurant, which is remote. It is out on a, barely inhabited area of an island, and it is over the water. You select your lunch, and then you go to Zapatilla, snorkel, and then come back and eat. So here we are at Barcito and Restaurant Jasmine. And so they have a little bar area, a little restaurant area, and our purpose and stop number 2 is just to pre-order your lunch. We also got a cocktail while we were waiting, but the best part about this restaurant is that it is over the water, and under the restaurant, it's an aquarium. It's like you are eating, standing, walking over an aquarium. You just look down, the water is absolutely crystal clear. You can see every fish. There's so much sea life all around here. Tons of tiny baby fish, corals. It was really, really cool. I spent most of my time just looking into the water.
Spooky.
That'd be pretty cool.
There's a little barracuda over there.
Say a ugly baby.
Oh! He is cool.
Big fish over here.
Once everyone on the tour had placed their order for lunch, it was time to load back in the boat and head out to the main attraction of the day, Zapatia. I was very excited, and from what I had heard, we were in for a real treat. But once again, we got to enjoy the Panamanian air conditioning for a little while until we got there. battle today between the clouds and the ocean, between who was more beautiful. And this little shot was so cool. It was raining, but just in that one little spot. Here we are, stop number 3, Isla Bastimentos National Marine Park, Zapatia Island. It is the quintessential deserted island, perfectly fitting. We set up a little camp, and then if you were lucky, you got to get out in the water first and see the nurse sharks all hanging out, literally just offshore. From out in front of where we set up our little camp, there they were. Robbie was fortunate to be one of the first ones in the water, and he was so happy he had his camera rolling. He will admit he was a little scared, but they're just nurse sharks, and I was disappointed. I didn't follow rule number 1 for snorkeling at Zapatia, and that is be the first one in the water, because by the time I got in the water, they were out of there. After a lot of snorkeling, Mike and I decided to go on a little hike and just go exploring around the island. There's a nice little trail, and we didn't go very far, but we just wanted to go check out around the point. Honestly, I wasn't ready to leave, but it was time to head back to reality and off of the deserted island, Zapatia. So stop number 4 is back at the restaurant, and the lunch orders had been placed before going to Zapatia for snorkeling, and now it was time to come back and eat them. However, big locals tip, order sandwiches from Super Gourmet in Bocas. You get those picked up before you get on your tour boat in Bocas. Those sandwiches are amazing. I'm very sorry I did not do them justice and get that shop videoed or take any footage of those sandwiches, but they were to die for. So back at the restaurant, what did I do? You know what I did. I stared at the fish the entire time. After lunch was consumed, it was time to head to stop number 5, Coral Cay, which I know there was a cute little name they called it, but honestly, this was like swimming in an aquarium. So the boat operator drives out to a particular spot and idles the boat, and everybody gets in. It's not very deep, as you can see here, just deep enough. But the colors under the water were just amazing. I'm sorry, the video does not do it justice. There I am. And remember those sandwiches I talked about? Well, we kept the ends of the sandwiches and used them as fish food for when we were here swimming in the literal aquarium. All right, and now it's time to head on the way to Starfish Beach, another one of those cool downpours just in one little location. And we're gonna check out the starfish over at Starfish Beach. Now, if you're like me, you were expecting a beach at Starfish Beach. It's not really a beach. It is, again, another little tiny island that is pretty much covered in bushes, and the water goes right into the island, so it never really has a sandy beach, but the bottom is just maybe 2 feet deep and sandy, and the starfish love to congregate in this area right here. And so they're just all sprinkled all over the ground. We don't get out of the boat here. We don't touch the starfish. We merely just float gently over the top and are able to view them where they are best seen, which is in their natural habitat. I was blown away by the beauty of Zapatia, so I highly recommend taking this trip if you're in Bocas del Toro, Panama. Thanks for joining me and my husband Chuck, our friends Robbie and Nina, and my husband's cousin Mike and his wife Cheryl that own El Pelicano, where you should be staying if you go to Bocas del Toro, Panama, so you too can go to Zapatia. Thanks for joining, like and subscribe.